Let us continue with standard deviation. There are two methods to calculate the standard deviation. One, actual mean method. Two, assumed mean method. We have seen a problem using the actual mean method, calculation of standard deviation using the actual mean method. So the formula for that is standard deviation is equal to root of summation x minus x bar the whole square by n. Now let us see the calculation of standard deviation using the assumed mean method. 10 values are given here. 10 values are given here. So the formula for this is sigma is equal to root of sigma d square by n, or standard deviation sigma is equal to root of summation d square by n minus summation d by n the whole square. The formula used is sigma is equal to root of summation d square by n minus summation d divided by n the whole square. So you have to draw the tabular column with 4 columns. The first one will be serial number, second one x, that is the values which are given in the problem. Third column will be deviation. How do you calculate the deviation? Deviation is equal to x minus the assumed mean. A stands for assumed mean. The last column is x minus x bar the whole square. So you have to have 4 columns. Serial number, the values x, the deviation, then the deviation square. So the serial number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 and 10. Then the values 43. 10 values are given. That's why I have marked 10 in the serial number. The first number is 43, 48, 65, 57, 31, 60, 37, 48, 78 and 59. So the values are tabulated in the tabular column. So all the values are written here. Now, what do you mean by assumed mean? Out of these x values, you can take one value as the assumed mean. That is your choice. It can be any number. Any number which is here in this column. 43 or 65 or 57 or 31 or 78 or 59. Whichever you want to take, you can take that number as your assumed mean. But that number has to be here. Okay. You cannot take a number which is not given in the list of values. So A is here, I've assumed A to be 57. This is your textbook problem, example 2 under standard deviation. So the assumed mean here is 57. So with this assumed mean, we have to calculate the deviation. That is the deviation of the value x from the assumed mean. How do you calculate that? There is a formula for that. D is equal to x minus A. A stands for assumed mean. So D is equal to x minus A. So what is your x? The first value is 43. 43 minus 57. That is equal to minus 14. So how do you calculate this? What is your x? 43. So write 43 minus 57. That is your assumed mean. 57 is your assumed mean. Assumed mean can be any number from this column. So your assumed mean is 57. So 43 minus 57 will give you 14. Next 48 minus 57 will give you minus 9. Next 65. 65 minus 57 will give you plus 8. The first two terms, negative value was more. Minus 57 is greater than 43. So we had the negative value. Here 65 is positive and the negative value is only 57. So you have the positive sign here, plus 8. Next one is 57 minus 57 will give you 0. Then 31 minus 57 will give you minus 26. Likewise, you have to find out the deviation for all the numbers. Then you have to add all these deviations. Add all the negative numbers, add all the positive numbers, then subtract and put the sign of the greater number. So here you get sigma d is equal to, or summation d is equal to minus 44. Here n is equal to 10. N is equal to 10. It is not 9 because 10 values are given. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the value of n is 10. Then you add all these and find out the deviation. So summation d is equal to minus 44. Next column is you have to square this. Minus 14 into minus 14, negative into negative, positive. So it is plus 196. Then minus 9 into minus 9, 87. Square the x deviation. Okay, 0 into 0 will give you 0. 26 into 26, 679. Likewise, you have to calculate for all the numbers. Then you add all this. Summation. You have to add all these values. So summation d square is equal to 1952. Now just substitute in the formula. Standard deviation sigma is equal to, what is the formula? Summation d square divided by n minus summation d divided by n the whole square. So what is your summation d square? It is 1952,952 divided by 10. Value of n is 10 minus summation d. What is summation d? It is minus 44 divided by, what is your n? It is 10. The whole square. The whole square. So 1952 divided by 10 will give you 195.10. This is very easy. In 10 you have only 1 zeros. So from the left, leave one number and you keep the decimal. It will be 195.2 minus 44 square. What is 44 square? 44 square is 1936. 44 square is 1936 divided by, what is 10 square? 10 square is 100. So in 100 you have 2 zeros. So from the left, leave one space, 2. So it is 19.36. So now you have square root of 195.2 minus 19.36. which gives you 175.84. So root of 175.84. So you can use a calculator for this. You just type in 175.84 and you press the square root function. You will get the answer displayed immediately, 13.26. So standard deviation sigma is equal to 13.26. So this is calculating the standard deviation by the assumed mean method. First, we learned calculation of standard deviation using actual mean method. So in the actual mean method, what did you do? You had all the x values, add all the x values, that is summation x. Summation x. Then n is 9. So how do you find out x bar? X bar is 225 divided by 9, which gives you 25. So x minus x bar means here you have to substitute 25. X, 25 minus 25, 15 minus 25. So this is actual mean. So instead of a, you used x bar here, x minus x bar. But here we use x minus a. So the formula here is, for actual mean, it is x minus x bar. Then we have x minus x bar the whole square. But here when you write, you have to write x minus a. A stands for assumed mean. Here we do not calculate anything, but what we do is we just imagine one number to be the assumed mean. So that is the difference between the actual mean method and assumed mean method, and the formula is also different. Now we see 9th question. Find the standard deviation of the following data: 14, 22, 9, 15, 20, 17, 12 and 9. If a problem is given like this, you can either use standard deviation method or the actual method. Whether you use standard deviation by the actual mean method or the assumed method, the answer must be the same. Here we have taken the actual mean method to calculate the standard deviation. So the actual mean method formula is summation x minus x bar by n, square root of summation x minus x bar the whole square by n. This is the actual mean method. So you have to tabulate these values. Serial number. First column is serial number. You have 8 numbers. Then the values which are given 14, 22, 9, 15, 20. Then x minus x bar. Before that you have to calculate the arithmetic mean. How do you calculate arithmetic mean? The formula for calculating arithmetic mean is summation. This is for calculation of the arithmetic mean. Okay. Summation x divided by n. So what is your summation x? 120 divided by n is equal to 8, which gives you 15. So x bar is equal to 15. So you have found out that x bar is equal to 15. Now come to the tabular column, third column. How do you calculate the deviation x minus x bar? Your x bar is 15. You've already calculated. So 14 minus 15 will give you minus 1. 22 minus 15, 7. This is the actual mean. This is not the assumed mean. So you after calculating all this, you find out summation x minus x bar. Here we get it as 0. Next you come to this place. Okay. 1 square. What is 1 square? 1 square is 1. 7 square is 49. 6 square. Minus 6 into minus 6 will give you 36. So this is how you calculate that. Then what do? Then you add all these numbers. Summation x minus x bar the whole square. If you add all this, you get 140. So substitute this in the formula. Standard deviation is equal to root of summation x minus x bar the whole square divided by n. So summation x minus x bar the whole square is 140. 140 divided by 8 will give you 17.5. So square root of 17.5. So use your calculator, 17.5. Then you press the square root function and you will get the answer displayed, 4.18. So this is the only problem in standard deviation given in your textbook. You have 2 examples and 1 problem at the back. So with this, standard deviation is over. So what are the questions that you have to learn today? In my textbook, it is page number 263, standard deviation. You have 2 examples. Example 1, calculate the standard deviation from the following data by actual mean method. Then you have example 2, calculation of standard deviation using assumed mean method. Then a problem at the back. Question number 29. Find the standard deviation of the following. For this, you can use any method. If it is specifically given assumed mean or actual mean, then you have to use only that method. If it is given like this, a choice for you, find the standard deviation of the following data, you can either use actual mean method or the assumed mean method. Thank you, girls.